Well, he is a proud member of the greatest generation, a navigator on a B-24 bomber.
And at 93, Bob Gross flew halfway across the country to bring closure to a D-Day mystery. Bob survived the D-Day invasion because so many planes were flying that fateful day, navigators were not needed. Sadly, 9 other crewmates aboard his plane, Misery Agent, weren't so lucky. As Bill Hudson explains, Bob has been on a quest ever since.
Nice to see you.
Summers are a time for reunions, even those in the making for 69 years.
You know, 16 years ago, I never knew that Jerry was on that plane.
For 93-year-old Bob Gross, a flight from Connecticut to Minnesota fulfills a promise, and for a family, answers questions.
We just didn't know. We didn't know what the thing. Everybody on board was killed.
It was D-Day, June 6, 1944. All 9 of Bob's crewmates were killed when their B-24 crashed returning from France. Bob survived because navigators weren't needed for the flight.
This is the last visit for me, for any part of the family that were involved with the flight on that day.
At the grave of Jerome Helgett, Bob Gross would place his final wreath. So many years later, the tears still flow. Gross spent years tracking down relatives of his crewmates and today met the last. The sister of Jerry Helgett was only 14 when her brother volunteered for that D-Day flight.
This is a lot because, you know, it's something you live with all your life.
In a shaded backyard, a reunion of fate, poring over memories and faded photos. This precious and living link to a loved one killed in war.
You can't forget. And as my wife say, this is the end of the story.
And Bob approached Jerry's sister back in 1997, but she feared that the letter and the phone call were a hoax. She said that the family had moved on from that tragedy. Fortunately, Bob didn't give up and pursued other family members who eventually made it happen.